Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another entry into our BBH 15 preseason podcast um, that is going over the second chance stories of our cast. Today, I am so excited to talk about Glitter Money herself, Miss Tay Slay, and joining me to do so, it is the return of Jamie. How are you, Jamie?
Hello, I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to talk about my favorite.
Yes. I knew that Tay was the obvious person to have to for like you were the obvious person to come talk about Tay because she's never played without you. So I think it's like really like
I
the
mean,
perfect you have the perfect scope to talk
yeah, I
about.
mean, Tays made it 2 rounds further in an org than me, but I've played every org Tays ever played. We've been on the same tribe in her Survivor one and then BBH. So um, we worked together, we worked against each other. And we worked together, we got far. When we worked against each other, well, we both went 1 and 2. So,
Right. Yeah, and you guys came it's so funny because you guys, you know, you have such an interesting story of like not working together in your first org
mhm.
which is a survivor org, and then you come in here to BBH 13 and you're thick as thieves,
Mhm.
and you guys are each other's number ones through and through.
Mhm.
Um, give me some just like overall thoughts about Tay the person, Tay the player, and what do these people have to be on the lookout for?
I think Tay is honestly like the one person who, when you think of like that person in your life who would be the same if they played the game or were in real life, Tay is that person. Like she doesn't have a game or
Mm,
a game personality or a regular personality. Like it's the same person. She has a regular personality, but like you don't what you see is what you get. Like Tay is like very like Tay can't fake it with people. However, she has improved that a bit because the amount of times of like, Tay, I need you to go be nice to this person, or else they're gonna put me up, and stuff
mhm.
like that. So Tay is very just like honest and likes a lot of people. Very fun to be around, and is just one of the nicest people you ever met. They like don't confuse nice for like won't cut a bitch. Like she
Mhm.
is competitive and wants to win. So um, you know, Tay is just one of the best people you could get to play this game a second time.
Yeah, she is incredibly genuine. I think in that it just comes across in like anytime you get the chance to talk to her, even just like through text, it comes across
Mm-hmm.
as just so incredibly genuine. And like you said, what you see is what you get. She is who she is, who and through. And and I think she's learned how to weaponize that because you're right. Like I remember times during BBH 13 when she would be so frustrated and she was cutting at times and she
Mm-hmm.
knew she knew that it was time to pull the trigger and
Yeah.
you know, I think ultimately, like the story of Tay in season 13 is that the game kind of got away from her. She lost some key allies and she lost a lot of agency towards the end game
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately wasn't able to win to secure her safety. But you know, I see her, she's so excited about this. She's so hyped up. Like, what do you think what do you think how she's going to play? How do you think she'll play coming into her second chance?
I think Tay's already playing the game. Like Tay has been very cryptic in messages with me, like, "Oh, are you busy in a little while?" All this, I'm like, "Girl, you know I said I'm never playing a game again, so I'm not." But anyways, I think Tay is very just going into this one a lot more prepared. Like the first game she played, she got out first, didn't really know what to expect. Second game she played, fixed those first game mistakes of just like this time making stronger bonds and good connections, and got deep enough into the game where she understood what was happening but didn't have power. This time, like if she knows how to get deep in the game and knows how to get power this time, it's over for everyone. Like it's
Mhm.
over, like genuinely. Like
Well, like
everyone's gonna pack up.
and who's coming for Tay? Honestly, like
On,
who is going to like want to put her on the block? Like,
Who's yeah? Like I don't know who's coming back, but who's gonna see Tay and be like, week one, Tay is my biggest threat. Tay
right,
couldn't win a competition and made it to the final four, so no one's being like, oh,
right,
comp beast. Like that
right.
might be the only reason people come for Tay. It's like, oh, it's a pawn, but
Yeah, yeah. I just, I, and but I believe in her ability to charm people and to not doing that.
Yeah.
and and I think I mean I don't know, maybe I'm misreading her energy right now, but I think she's gonna come out and play ballsy. I think she's gonna come and play balls to the wall just because I think
Mhm.
she's excited to come back.
Yeah. I think she played a bit passive the first time around. Waited,
Mhm.
you know, BBH 13 was a fun season, definitely, but like the moves that were made weren't put together until the very last second. And no one
Mhm.
really ran out there and said, I'm going to put two front runners on the block. Like, no one did that. Like, Tay, I think, wants to do that.
Yeah.
Tay wants to just be like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
guys
and I
go.
Well, and I think that's a response to the way that 13 ultimately plays out for her. There was a lot of, like
Mhm.
you said, there was a lot of decisions made. Like it was like a mini every time. Like every vote out was like a mini. Like
Mhm.
what craziness is gonna happen?
Mhm.
And and I think I see her responding to it ultimately getting away from her by trying to seize more power. Whether that's through
Mhm.
making alliances, whether that's through, because the times that Tay was the most alive in BBH 13 was, when Stoner was like pushing the potheads alliance, or when the underdogs were like quelling their rebellion, or when bitches are us
Mhm.
like flips the game on Erica. Like those moments were the times that she had the most agency and she was the most alive. And so I think like if she can recognize that and realize that she benefits from the alliance structure pushing her forward,
Mhm.
that I think I could see her trying to be more active and trying to accumulate alliances so
Yeah.
that she can therefore have more of an impact on the game.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Tay, where Tay was really good was securing the votes. I found like anytime that there was the final noms were set, Tay was very good at just getting into people's ear and saying what needed to be said to get the votes the way
Mm,
we needed it. Um, Tay did kind of let HOHs and people with the vetoes make their own decisions and didn't really want to
mhm.
influence that because it's kind of hard to influence people's
Yeah.
decisions there.
Most times they're going to do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah, people know what they want to do before they play the comp. So I mean,
Right.
because otherwise they're throwing it. Let's be real, it's Big Brother. So, um, yeah, people who win the comp often aren't like shit. I don't know what I want to do.
Mhm.
So I think Tay's just gonna go in there and get the votes. And honestly, one of the times that Tay like did come to life too that we didn't say was like when it was me already on the block, and then Anna came off the block, and Tay was the clear person to put up and convinced them to not put up Christian or convince Christian not put her up, which
Mhm.
was like borderline miraculous. If the plan was to split us, how did we not end up as final noms? And that was
Right.
a lot of Tay.
Yeah,
So,
and that's a strength of her social game. I mean,
mhm.
and she's strategic minded, and I think she made so many logical points to Christian about why that was not good, you
Yeah,
know, and maybe she was bluffing him. I don't remember the whole context of that, but she ultimately saved herself, and
yeah,
she makes a path all the way to Final Four with definitely like a dark horse story to win the game if she
yeah,
had sat there, but in order for her to have sat at the end, she would have had to have been the sole reason that like Anna or Susie or Crystal had gone home, and I think that would
yeah.
have really impacted her story. Um,
She would have needed to win a competition.
yes, yes. And I know that like one funny thing that Tay's already mentioned to us like in her diary room is she's already brought up that Wheel of Fortune competition again, like of how bad it was and like
That was
just
so
like needing
painful.
needing redemption. Like I feel like she really wants to win something, like win a comp this season. And I don't know, like Tay is one of those people that I just assume is going to do really well in this season. I like
Yeah.
you just like knowing what I know about the cast and the
Hmm.
structure and some of the personalities and the people. I think this is a really good cast for her.
Yeah.
And I would really love to see her do well.
I think Tay's a person that if you ran a season 100 times and took the average placement, Tay would be the highest placement player.
I
Like,
agree.
now, does that mean she'll win the most times? It doesn't necessarily come true, but like,
Right.
you can always count that Tay will be sitting there come the jury, come
Hmm.
whatever, because everyone likes Tay.
Yeah. If she goes out pre-jury, I will be
It's a
shocked.
bad move for someone if she goes on pre-jury. Whoever sends her on pre-jury, it's a mistake.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Unless your name is
Uh,
Eric Taylor.
okay, no, but this is that is that is a great like something to think about. Like, who from the season is like a positive person for Tay to see? Who from the season is like from your season is like a negative person for her to see?
Okay, I think negatives, like, if it's a second chance, I'm assuming Crystal isn't there. And I don't know if that would be a positive or a negative. That'd be a wash.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, a negative would be me because if she ends up on the block, and if something happens with me, I
Right.
don't know. So, but I'm not there, so that's good. I think a positive would be, I don't know. I don't know if they're really, maybe Sparks, honestly, um, because
They put a lot behind them, like
they
towards the end of
did.
the game.
They really did. And like, I think if any other person goes there who Susie worked, or sorry, who Tay worked with, people are going to assume they're working together tightly again. Like me, Susie, um, Stoner, like they're going to look at that and be like, but they look at like, Stoner and Tay, it's like they were really working together because they were both working with me,
Mm,
not because they wanted to work together, but they are kind of close, and like they did put their shit behind each other to like make that big move at final 8 or 9 or whenever we did it.
mhm.
So I think Sparks being there would make sense for her game to be good. Um, I honestly, as much as I say this, I really do think Eric being there might be good for her game because Tay has the ability to put shit behind her and like actually move forward, and I think Eric does too. So I think that would actually be good for them both. Do I expect to see Eric? No, I would actually be shocked, but like I think it would be good. Um, and I think bad, like I said, it would be the people she worked closely with. Um, because I think it might make her lean into old habits that would stop her from playing the game that she could play.
Oh, okay. That's a great. I hadn't thought of it that way. Um,
Yeah, Tay doesn't
yeah,
need allies; she can make them. She doesn't need her old allies to come back and put a target on her.
true. Yes, I think in a sea of like really strong players, Tay has one of the strongest social games in my opinion. Um, but like as I said, thinking about like a lot of people are good socially. So are they gonna clock? Do you think she gets clocked for having a good social game? Like,
No,
no, okay. I don't.
I just because people like you. I think a lot of people had good social games our season, and even in general, like in like watching the BBH 14, like there was a lot of good social games, and I think that like some of the people will just as like there's gonna be a lot of big threats. I think there's a lot of people that come back who have good social games. Like heck, a lot of second chancers have good social games, but like shitty comp wins. So like there's a lot of people that come back who are really good at making friends. So I don't think Tay's biggest strength is going to work against her because it's something that overlaps with a lot of people. I think.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So let me ask you like a final kind of question to sort of wrap things up. But what do you think Tay's second chance story is?
I think this time it's about not just influencing the power, but actually having the power to make decisions. Um, and that doesn't necessarily mean winning comps. I think like Tay winning a comp will be hilarious, and I will be here in the VL standing and doing. I will be doing a jumping jack. Let's be real, but like, um, I will be excited. But I think the fact that if Tay can get into the group that is making a majority of decisions and actually has a solid seat at that table, that's what Tay just needs to do to, I think, sort of just improve on the game from last time. Um, because that didn't happen until far too late into the game for her last time.
Hmm.
And it was too late to set up an end game where she would be. It was sort of an end game that was like, okay, well, this is who's left that I could work with instead of who I want to work with.
Yeah, and
So
yeah,
she
because
can, yeah,
ultimately it fell apart for her. Like once she finally gets solidified with you and Sparks and Susie, then like Christian wins power and takes out Sparks, and then you know s- um Christian wins power again and takes you out. So like,
yeah,
and then Susie's kind of playing double agent the entire time.
exactly.
So like, and then she was like stuck at Final Four, and with Anna, Susie, and Crystal, who all were already kind of had deals to take each other further. So
Exactly. Whereas if she had gotten power early enough and got farther with Stoner and me, and she would have been surrounded by the people that all like we all would have fought each other to take her to
mhm,
the end. So I mean,
yeah.
she just needs to identify the people who will simp for her and carry and just do what they got to do because there's going to be a lot of those people. So if she can find them and help protect them when they're weak, they'll bring her to the end and she'll slaughter them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like I see I see a path for her. Like she's one of the few people that I can like legitimately visualize the path. I think
mhm.
you're right. She needs to get in to an alliance that can gain some power early on, and if she has equal, like you said, equal seat at that table, she's gonna be an end game contender once again.
Yeah, like I don't like I said, I don't know who's in this cast, but I already just see Tay like coasting the first few weeks in a power. Then something big happens, then the merge starts, and they're just like it's just a slaughter, and I'm here for it,
Yeah.
and I just can't wait. It's gonna be yeah. If Tay wins this game, I'll freak out because bitches our ass needs the title. We were robbed.
Well,
So
Jamie, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time tonight to talk to me about your good friend Tay. I
mhm.
know you're excited to watch her. I am as well. Um, as
I
for
can't wait to
everybody
see who
else,
she's up against.
oh, I know. Yeah. This cast is so good. Um, but for everybody else, join the Discord, get your fantasy picks in, subscribe to YouTube, buy some merch. Like we got all the things that you can do. We're looking forward to a wonderful season that we're kicking off here. And until you see us on a BBH 15 stream proper, probably the draft. Goodbye, everybody. Until then, goodbye.